Hi, it's Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge. Today we're going to take a look at another Ganzo knife. This time it's the G741, and I have 5 samples here to show you. This is a knife I really like, and there's a number of different options and combinations of scales and blade treatments. If you're interested in Ganzo knives, I'm sure you'll be interested in this one. So come on down to the bench top with me and let's take a good look. Okay, so you see 3 of those 5 on the desktop right now, and it's because I want to show you the different combinations. Let's start with the blade first. You can get blades that are coated, stonewash, or satin. And you can get scales that are either G10, that's, I think there's 3 different combinations, orange, green, black. I'm not sure if there's a camel, I'll have to double check that. I'll put that in the description right down, or on a note right down here at the bottom of the screen. So G10, wood, there's 2 different wood options. There's that one, and then there's this one that looks almost solid black. And then you also have carbon fiber. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at on these blades, and I'm going to do all of this in inches, and I'll put the metric in the at the bottom of the screen. The knife is the blade from its very longest, furthest away point is 4 inches. So that's right from here above the axis lock to the very tip, it's 4 inches. But your actual cutting edge is 3.5. The thickness of the blade itself at the spine is, and this is in millimeters, 3.12 millimeters, and just over an inch deep, an inch and a 1/16 from the spine to the cutting edge. And the grind that we have here is a flat grind. Some people might call it a high saber grind, with just a little bit of a flat section at the top of the blade, which makes it good for those sharpening systems where you grasp the blade. So you've got the nice flat area to do that. The blade shape is just a simple drop point, but it looks so elegant. I really like it. The drop point comes and meets the bottom here. Great big belly on the blade, and you've got about 1.5 inches of flat area to play with on the bottom of the blade. I also like this jimping ramp that comes at the back. As you can see right here, when I'm holding it, my thumb falls right in place there, and I'm sure yours will too. And it's got this nice gentle rolling jimping there that gives you some added purchase, but it doesn't get hot at all. It doesn't become a pain. It feels just fine. So that's pretty much the blade. Of course, they've got their name emblazoned on the grind on this side, and they've got the name on this side, along with the steel 440C stainless steel. The names on these, if you go look them up, it'll say G741-1 for a 4th digit, or the 4th digit might be a 2, and then you're going to get a dash, and you're going to get all kinds of characters, either for the color or for, if it's wood or if it's carbon fiber. I'll put a listing of all of the different options in the description below, so you can take a good look at that. So yeah, we've got this access lock, which makes it easy to open and close this knife. This carbon fiber one is the one that I received most recently from Ganzo themselves, so it hasn't been worked in much yet, but it opens and closes just fine. Some of them, as you might have noticed, come with this lanyard. That's a whistle there, so you can easily take that lanyard off, just like that, not like a lanyard that's tied in permanently. Talking about the lanyard, you've got a nice generous lanyard hole there. You've got we're onto the scales right now. You've got a scale that's sort of shaped with a nice little drop on the end and at the beginning, at the front of this trowel. So that kind of locks your hand in. My hand is just barely in the large range, so I think this will be fine for somebody with extra large hands. If you have extra large hands and you have one of these knives, let me know if it fits well for you or not. And so it's got a little bit of a swell in here, and then this choil here, it locks in very well, and you've got a good grip on it when you're holding it. At least I do. I hope you do too. And you know, that's it for the shape of the scales. All of the hardware comes out with Torx screws. You can tighten the pivot with a Torx as well. And, you know, it's got a liner that is not skeletonized, so that adds a little bit of weight to it. So let's go ahead and weigh them after I've closed them all up. The carbon fiber one is 5 ounces exactly. The G10 version is 5.1. The G10 with the coating on it is 5.1. This wooden one is 4.6. Wood is lighter than G10. And this other wooden one is 4.6 as well. It comes with the brass washers, and that helps keep it really smooth. From all 5 of these, I have not had to adjust them at all. The way they came from the factory is just perfect. 2 of these I've had for 3 months already, and they've not come loose. They've not needed to be tightened. No adjustment needed on them. They just work, and they work well. The clip is a tip-up carry only, but you've got the choice for right and left, which is really, really comfortable. If you want to take a little closer look on these scales, these are the 2 wooden options. And I'm going to try to hold them close enough that you can see. I don't like saying gonna, but I say it a lot, don't I? I'm going to do a little bit of research when I post this to tell you exactly what types of wood this is. But you've got this nice decorative grain where you can see the brown and blacks. Then you've got this other wood. This is is it WC1 or WD1? And this is the WC2 option. This nice dark one. And the G10 comes in, you know, this one pattern from what I've experienced so far. This texture is actually not very aggressive. Some G10 is quite aggressive, and Ganzo does have different styles of finish on some of their G10s. But from both of these, I've noticed it's actually rather, you know, rather smooth. It's not aggressive at all. It gives me a nice texture. On this green one, I'm not sure if you can see in the shot that there looks like there's little, you can see little dots in it, sort of. So somehow the treatment and the coloring comes out. And since it's everywhere, I think it kind of looks pretty cool. Okay, and of course the carbon fiber is just plain old carbon fiber. I do need to make a correction from what I've mentioned elsewhere in another video and in some comments that I've made. The carbon fiber scales are a couple layers of carbon fiber, then it's G10 material, and then they also put a couple layers of carbon fiber on the inside as well. And that's how they've made them. I've spoken with Ganzo directly, and that's exactly what they told me. So those people who believed it was carbon fiber scales with layers on top and inside and G10 in the middle, you guys were right. I was wrong. And that explains how they make these. So I can be humble enough to eat my crow. In fact, with a little bit of salsa, a little bit of hot sauce, maybe some tortilla chips, I can make myself a little crow taco salad. All right, so that's all of that stuff. Let's get on to cutting. How well does this thing cut? Oh, here I've got some newsprint. And I just grabbed the carbon fiber one. No problem at all cutting newsprint. And just to show that it's not just this particular blade, great. And this one, that one's a little rougher. This is the one I've used a lot. And I haven't sharpened any of these. I have not honed them. I haven't stropped them or anything since I got them. And some of them are a few months old even. So that cuts well. How does it cut heavier stuff? Well, let's grab one of these. This is an 1.5 inch belt that is heavier than a seat belt. No problem. All right, so that should convince you that the edge that they put on at the factory is pretty good. At least I like it a lot. Nice heavy blade, comes down, this drop point comes to a nice point, makes for a really strong tip on that point. As I can show you right here, the tip is, sorry about that noise, guys. The tip is very strong. You can pry on it all you want and you're not going to wreck that point. That being said, don't use your knives to pry with. I'm more talking to myself than you guys. You can do whatever you want with your knife, but a rule for myself is to never pry with my knives. Some people want me to do a spine lac test on these knives. I forgot to do that before. First, I'll show you that I haven't locked it up. Just opened it, bring this hand in, hold the knife this way behind the axis lock, and then I give it some wax. No problem. You can hear from that sound, I'm whacking it pretty hard. Does this mean there's no chance of failure ever? Of course not. Some of them will fail at some point. Every knife lock will fail at some point. I just wanted to demonstrate that the axis lock that Ganzo implements is actually pretty strong. All right, so do you have any questions on these knives? Any comments that you'd like to make? Anything that you want to just either disagree with me or agree with me? Either way, I'd just like to have your comments. And that's some of the best part of doing this YouTube channel, is interacting with the viewers in the comment section. I really enjoy that part of this channel. I really like the Stonewash the best. It just feels the nicest in my hand. I think what I'm going to try is I'm going to try the Stonewash with the carbon fiber on it. See how much I like that. And I might even try the carbon fiber on, take off these orange scales and put the carbon fiber on. Well, what I ended up doing was a three-way swap. So I put the green scales with the black. I think that just looks hot. That's great. Green scales, it's a nice muted color with this nice muted, yet it's almost a brownish gray kind of coating here. The green just looks great with it, I think. What do you think, guys? And so then I put the orange on the satin because I wanted the Stonewash on my carbon fiber. I think that looks great. Ganzo, if you're listening, your customers like to customize. So keep doing more things that allow your customers to customize knives. They will love you for it. Okay, so I think I've covered everything about these knives. I'm going to have to mix and match between two takes on this and edit pieces and parts out. Because I have to rush off to a root canal at the dentist in just half an hour. My first root canal. I'm not looking forward to it. If you like this channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up that's just below this corner down here in the lower right-hand corner. And if you want to share, the buttons for sharing are right down the lower left corner. And share this on your Facebook or your Instagram or wherever, whatever you use for your social media. Or if you don't use that at all, just email somebody. I'd really like that. So thanks for watching, guys. And remember, always, and gals, always remember to cut towards your chum and not your thumb.